And hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Box Office Shuffle. It's time for Season 3, Episode 4, where the three people you see on screen take our physical media collections, put them in a shuffler, it spits out a movie, and that's what we talk about. And this week, we got Taken from my collection. I'm one of your hosts, Thomas, a.k.a. Mr. Warburg. Alongside me, joining me as always, is Joe, a.k.a. Joe.
What's up?
And Chris, a.k.a. Gamma Caruchador.
Yeah, don't get took.
Don't get took, indeed. We are watching Taken from 2008, the now famous action movie starring Liam Neeson. We're going to go through that here in a little bit. We'll go through our facts and figures. We'll go through the director, the box office, the budget, the cast, the crew, the whole 9 yards. We were trying to watch it off my Blu-ray, which I now am up to almost 470 discs. I just added my most recent editions. I'm up to 468 in the physical collection. But for some reason, as the two hosts here are aware, for some reason it didn't want to work. I think this is from an era of like that BD Plus, that BD Live era, where like the first kind of mainstream Blu-rays hit, where they had an additional level of copyright protection. It was the one where you could do the only way you could get a digital copy was if you put it directly on your computer, like through iTunes or something like that. But it really only lasted like a year and a half, 2 years. Heat was another one that had it for me. The A-Team up to 2010, which was another Liam Neeson one. I want to say like 2011 on, they stopped doing that. So like maybe 3 years. They were really pushing that. And this was one of those movies which caused some issues with VLC and a number of other those freeware players. And Power DVD, which is what I normally use to watch films on my computer, so because the menus work and everything just like a player, you can't share that over Discord. But for some reason you could with Knives Out, which is what we watched the last time I hosted. And we used Power DVD for that, and it worked.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what the problem was. At least we tested that it worked. I should test it again. Maybe something changed. But that was a bit of a saga. Then we ended up trying to do, get my keys updated on VLC and everything, but nope. No dice, so we watched it on Hulu. So, Taken. Let me read the back. Released February 27th, 2008. Let me go. Oh, I have a sticker here. Okay.
2008.
Yeah, it was 2008. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it was
so long ago.
What is that?
Feels like 17 years.
17 years ago. The movie is the age of the daughter character in this movie.
Holy my goodness.
That's crazy.
The movie's about to get took.
Indeed. No! Hope it doesn't take an ill-advised trip to follow you too.
You too, yeah.
Ship it to Paris, see if it gets took.
Indeed. So from the back of the case, we have taken action to the extreme in this thrill-packed 2-disc extended edition with hard-hitting added footage, plus in-depth commentaries, revealing featurettes, and more. When his estranged teenage daughter, Maggie Grace, is kidnapped in Paris, a former spy, Liam Neeson, sets out to find her at any cost. Relying on his special skills, he tracks down the ruthless gang that abducted her, launches a one-man war to bring them to justice and rescue his daughter. This is a concise summation of the film.
Yep.
As I said, released in February 2008, was directed by Pierre Morel, who is apparently a frequent collaborator, at least on the cinematography side, with the two writers, who are themselves a French collaborative team. Pierre's also French, if you didn't guess by the name. Luc Besson and Robert Marc Caman, I don't know how you said the last name. Those are the two writers. Luc Besson, you guys may know from The Fifth Element, and Leon the Professional, as well as like Lucy and Valerian in the City of a Thousand Planets. Basically a lot of French sci-fi stuff. And he's a frequent collaborator and writer with Robert Marc Caman, who was the original writer and the screenplay writer of The Karate Kid. So,
the first one?
I believe the whole set of the original run was him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was involved with the new one at all, but I know he was the main writer of the first 3. I think it was 3, wasn't it? Yeah, there was 3.
Yes.
Just 3.
Third one was the one where it like switches over to a girl, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And this was Pierre Morel's second big movie, but it's probably his first big movie, because his first one was like a self-directed thing in 2004, several years before. He would then do a series of similar level, like what we used to call direct-to-home home release action movies kind of thing with like a little bit higher budget, which is basically what this was. He did From Paris with Love with John Travolta. He did hang on, I just had the list up. He had one with played Electra. What was her name?
Shoot.
The first Electra, I should say.
Yeah. She's like a spokeswoman
Jennifer
for a
Garner.
credit card.
Yeah.
That's
That was
Yep.
Peppermint. He did, and those would be the three that I was aware of. And his a number of other. He was a cinematographer on The Transporter.
Okay.
And maybe
Yeah.
that's where like he was, and Besson was Luc Besson and this Robert Mark Kamen were screenplay writers for that. So like they had worked together on a number of projects, which I did not realize how French this movie was. Right, in terms of like, not just that it's set in Paris, but it's also written and directed by Frenchmen. Which, it's French to the point where the like secondary antagonist, like the betrayal of the cop, he walks into his home carrying a baguette. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
they're French, and it is a French action movie. So the box office hauled in about 226.8 million. Budget of 25 million, so it definitely made quite a bit of money back. I had made, at least through reporting through 2015, though the number's obviously higher since, at least a little bit, is 85 million on home media release, to a rough tune of 312 million, give or take, plus since the reporting in 15 on home media, because I'm sure there's been like other packages and like full trilogy sets that have come out and all that.
Yeah.
So just to give you a comparison to the other two sequels, Taken 2 grossed 376.1 million, and Taken 3 grossed 326.4. So a rough total of $929.5 million in box office. So technically, with the home media, it's a $1 billion franchise.
I never would have guessed the Taken series would have been franchise would have been $1 billion series or franchise. Holy shit!
It was a
I
moment, man.
definitely would.
It was a
Damn, okay.
moment.
I feel like Taken 3 was like super huge in China or something.
Yeah, it definitely had an overseas market too.
Yeah.
And this movie, like, kind of lit the world on fire a little bit. And when it first came out, it was definitely like oh shit, you gotta go watch Liam Neeson in this movie. He's amazing. And so I got a number of stories to get through. But did you guys know this? It also spawned a TV show. I had forgotten about it until researching the show. I remember when this was coming out on TV. It was an origin story for Brian Mills, which, unironically, actually a decent concept for a show, like, because clearly he's part of the CIA team that goes in and does like renditions and extracting information. Like, there's a premise there that's not that crazy to make a show around, and clearly had a long career, not just because of the meme of the line, but like he's an older actor. There's a long runway there that you can go back and pick up earlier stories from. It aired on ABC and got 2 seasons. Didn't have very good ratings. Largely because it was just focused on Brian Mills, and I remember it didn't have like the ensemble that he had like with the camaraderie of his other characters that show up earlier in the movie. Like, that would have been a fun action, like, not comedy, but like
Get serious
interesting, fun. Yeah, like a darker A-Team would have been basically the show. Like, yeah, that would have been kind of cool. But it was on NBC. Yeah. Maybe it being on network kind of neutered the potential. Hard to say.
Could have, yeah.
But, so it had 2 seasons before being canceled. So I assume this was not the first time for you guys watching this movie.
No.
Oh no.
So we'll circle back to my notes on, like behind the scenes stuff. When was the last time you guys had seen this movie?
Oh God. 4 or 5 during COVID. So probably like 5 years ago. I remember watching it like during the start of COVID. I don't remember why. I think it was just on TV, and I was like, oh, okay. I'll watch Taken.
I can't remember the last time that I specifically watched it, but there is a time that I specifically remember watching it. So, in my junior year of high school, which would have been 2009, I was in a class that was me as a junior and everybody else was a senior in the class. And in my school, seniors graduated about 2 weeks before the end of the year. So at the end of the year, it was me and the teacher. So for most of the time, I would just be like, all right, I'm just using this as a study hall. And I would either work on homework or I'd go to the computer lab and I'd just play computer games. But I had to go in for finals and I had to go sit in his class because I just had to be there for finals. Like it was an attendance thing. So I was like, well, finals are 90 minutes. Can I just bring in a 90-minute movie and we watch it? And so for one of my finals, I watched the movie Taken. And that was it.
That's too fucking perfect. What the shit?
It's great. It was great.
I'm gonna make a note. I'm gonna make that our first short. Is just me asking when's the last time you watched it, and then that story. That's great.
Yeah.
That's
I
phenomenal.
know I've watched it since because I remember I used to I watched this and Taken 2 when it came out with a bunch of friends. But the last time I remember watching it was in a classroom, just me and a teacher, so that I had attendance. It was great.
I think for me it would have been before Taken 3, because Taken 3 sucked, and
I still have never seen it, and I don't ever need to.
I was like, okay, we'll watch Taken 1 and 2 and go see Taken 3. So it would have been some time before it came out in 2013. So,
yeah.
It's been quite some time for me. But I'll remember it almost to a T because it is extremely simple. And that's why it works, is it's so simple of a movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It is, there's not much meat on this bone. But what it is there works, largely because it cast Liam Neeson. I don't know if it would have worked if they had kept the original actor. Do you guys have a guess who it would have been?
Kurt Russell.
No, but you're on the right rough track in terms of age and like stardom.
Oh God.
But the guy was not known as like an action star. But around that age, he's American too.
Okay.
Oh God. This is gonna be a head scratcher.
At least I think he's American. Pretty sure he's American. Let me actually look it up. I'm pretty darn sure he is American.
Oh man. Now that you've said that, now I'm like trying to think of who's ambiguously American as an actor.
It was Jeff Bridges. He was supposed to be the original actor, which I cannot picture in this role. And
he's great in True Grit, but I can't see him in this.
Exactly. I don't see him as... He can do menacing, right? But like soft menacing is not what I would think when I picture him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like Liam Neeson's got that tenor to his voice that it just works.
Right.
Both as the caring dad
growl
and the, subtly, silently angry protagonist, right?
Mm-hmm.
He can do that really, really well. And he took the role because he just wanted to do a more physical role for once, an action role for once. He was largely not known beyond the Star Wars stuff, beyond that. And that was just one movie, and like half of it even. Like really only 2 stunt sequences he got to do in that movie, really, when you think about Qui-Gon. Didn't have that much to do beyond the lightsaber sequences. Like, I want to do an action movie and be the action lead, which is not something he had done. And he thought it was going to be a direct-to-DVD, kind of that streaming, like, not slop, but like, think John Cena the Marine, like that kind of movie,
Flashback. Holy
and he didn't think it'd be a hit. He thought it was corny. He thought it was cheesy. He thought it was like way too simple. And like I said, there wasn't much meat on the bone. But I think largely only because he was in the movie, it was a big hit. It made nearly 10 times its original budget, if not a little over, which is crazy. Especially for a movie that is really critically seen as like a 5.5, 6 out of 10. If you go look at the Rotten Tomatoes, that's still the score today. The audience score is in the 80s. It's an 85. So it's one of those movies that like the critics and the fans do not agree.
But I think it's kind of weird because like I can understand a 5.5 or 6 rating on this but also I can understand the 80 to 85% rating.
Mhm.
Like, I understand that it's kind of just, this is not a wholly artistic movie. This is kind of just like a turn your brain off and have fun movie, which never goes well with critics, and I can understand people doing that. But if you're just trying to turn your brain off and have fun, it's a great movie. So I totally understand, as long as it's not like a 2, because it's still
So,
fun.
are most of those ratings from the time when it came out? Because this was kind of a baller action movie when it came out during that time period.
Yeah, that's when the most of the
Are most of these
critic
or
reviews,
critics?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to see an updated version of what people would compare now. I think it'd be
I feel like that
lower.
might be. I feel like that might get tainted because of Taken 2 and Taken 3. Because I think Taken 2 is an okay film. I don't think I've ever seen it since theaters. But I've
I
heard
love
that
this.
Taken 3 is just absolutely awful. So I could feel like it might be hard to remove those from the talk of Taken 1 if you've seen
That's fair.
those. So
No, I think the last time I seen Taken 2 and Taken 3 was probably in theaters. I've never watched any
yeah.
any other time.
Definitely a franchise of diminishing returns on quality for me. You know, it was
Yeah.
definitely a downhill slope as it went. But the first
When you
one
need
does
15 cuts to jump a fence, that's an issue.
a little bit of one. But the first one does
Usually.
stand on its own well enough.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I appreciate it for that.
Usually can.
I have a wild story too. So apparently, and this is the guy who got arrested and I think sentenced. I think he was caught by the FBI. Sometime after this movie came out, there was a guy going around not just America but like the world, doing anti-terrorism seminars and like training on fighting terrorism and security and all these other things. His name was William Hilar or Hilar, and he was pretending to be a Green Ranger. Stating he had done all these things, with an anti-terrorism task force and everything, even though he'd only been like a 15-year-ish member of the Coast Guard. And he'd claimed in those sessions that Taken was based on his life story. Then he got caught for fraud and wire fraud, and he had to pay restitution for like $170,000 for the speaking fees, because that's what he was using, that story to continue to get, speaking fees to earn a living, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
oh my god.
Yeah, there's an FBI.gov post about this guy who was using Taken to like basically make himself money.
Jeez.
Crazy.
This is based off my life, so
Yeah, absolutely wild. But yeah, they said it spawned 2 sequels and a
crazy.
TV show. There were some, and just to give you guys a bit of a sense of scaling in Hollywood, Neeson was paid roughly $1 million for Taken 1. Sequel, he got 10 or 15, depending on the report. And he got 20 for 3. So the costs went up, quality went down.
Yeah.
In terms of
Holy crap.
Not that his performance was awful or anything, or not warranted
right.
paying that much money, but in terms of, this was a low fucking budget movie. 2 and 3, because of the success of 1, became much more higher budget.
Right.
Maybe
Which
to their
clearly, clearly this is not a movie that needed a sequel at all.
No.
And it was hey, let's throw money at these things so that we can make some bank off of it, but we don't care if it's anything.
Yes.
It's almost like the paranormal activity effect.
Yes.
Where the one movie is so small to make, but it grows so much money, they're like, let's beat this horse to death and make a lot of money out of it.
To their
Basic
credit,
concept,
it made nearly $1 billion.
Right? Like, I
mean,
can't back that. I'm like, but
a
damn.
business move? As a business move?
Right.
Fantastic.
As a consumer, ugh.
Yeah.
But at least they stopped.
Yeah,
Yes,
we're not getting any more.
They fucking
Yeah.
did. It's just not going on.
And the cultural phenomenon around it, I was reading some quotes. Neeson said he would always get Americans around that time coming to be like, oh, thank you for like spotlighting this issue of human trafficking in Europe. We didn't let our kids go to Europe because of this movie. And he's like, no, that's stupid. This movie is a really heightened exaggeration of the problem. Let them travel and see the world. So it kind of set off a little bit more American xenophobic paranoia. So unintentionally.
For sure.
Perfect.
Whoops.
I was going to ask that question. Like, do you find anything like if traveling to Paris decreased after this movie came out? Yeah.
At least anecdotally, that's what they said. But I don't know if there's any
okay.
any data to back that up.
Man.
So
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine Liam Neeson shaking. He was like, "No, you guys can travel. It's okay."
And
Be smart.
the last thing I didn't hit on was the cast. Obviously Liam Neeson and Maggie Grace are the two leads. Those are the people who were on the back of the box.
Mhm.
You had Famke Janssen, play the
Which was
ex-wife.
in.
She was Bond girl.
Yeah.
Or Bond villain, I think.
She was
technically.
she was also a.
And an
She was
X-Man.
Jean Grey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we had Xander Berkeley, who for me is one of my favorite villain actors. He plays the new husband. Nikita, he plays
yes.
one of the greatest TV bad guys of all time. Not even a contest. His character Percy, fucking diabolical. He plays that so good. Man, he's great at playing villains. I really wish he'd come back for Taken 3 because his character becomes a villain. I'm like, dude,
Mhm.
he would have killed it. He would have been amazing. Katie Cassidy, who I knew from Supernatural originally. This was actually around the time she was on Supernatural as the demon Ruby, and then she would go on to be in Arrow, The Legends of Tomorrow, and a whole bunch of those CW shows. And then Leland Orser is a character actor that I recognize. He plays one of his CIA friends. He's the one that does the initial analysis of the audio. That guy.
Yeah, he does. He's like one of those faces that you see kind of just everywhere, but you don't really know his name.
Yeah. There's
Alien
there's
movie,
an
if I
Outer
remember.
Limits episode that he's the star of. That just you guys remember Outer Limits? It was like an analog to Twilight Zone.
Mhm.
I want to say Leonard Nimoy was one of the voiceover guys for it because it was like more focused on sci-fi specific
Okay.
versus Twilight Zone, which was kind of a little more general. And
Yeah.
he plays it's just stuck in my brain where he gets like de-evolved into a primate, and he's the star of it. I don't know why that's stuck in my
Yeah.
brain so much, but it did. From the 90s,
Joey-
it's still in there.
Joey, did you say he was in an Alien thing or something?
I
Do you
believe he
remember?
was.
I know he was in one Alien type thing. He was in Independence Day with Randy Quaid,
Yeah.
and that
Would
would
Randy
be
Quaid is the
our
one jump?
degrees of Kingpin right there.
Let's go.
Who was he in Independence Day?
He was a medical assistant. he was essentially an extra,
Was
but he had
he
a
in the
line.
doctor sequence when they're like dissecting
Yeah.
the alien? Yeah. Okay. Because that's
Yep.
I can see it. He strikes me as the guy that'd be there.
Though I will say, like, I was going into this and I was like, oh man. I went through the main ones. I went through Liam Neeson, Famke Janssen, Maggie Grace, and I was like, I can't find any connections to Kingpin from them. So I was like, okay, let's go to the IMDb. And I saw Leland Orser, and I was like, I've never heard this name, but I've seen this man's face so many places. He's gotta be with
His
them
filmography
somewhere.
is pretty like spread out, and he's been in a bunch of Star Trek stuff
yeah.
too. He
Yeah.
was in Alien Resurrection, Joe. You were right.
Okay, that's where it was.
Was.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I remember
I don't
from
know.
an Alien movie, and I don't know why it stuck with me. But I'm glad it helped fucking Chris. Such a good softball toss.
Oh yeah, it was perfect. I was like, how am I gonna bring this in? Because I was thinking of doing like, oh, Maggie Grace was in a show that I watched. She was in the first episode of a show called The Following. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that show. It was about like a cult, and this dude was like, it was the guy in Knight's Tale who plays the Prince of Wales or something.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh God.
He was the bad guy. He was a like a English professor at some college, and he was like so into like Edgar Allan Poe and stuff, and he made like a whole cult out of it. And then Kevin Bacon is there to like be a guy who investigates all of this. And it's like this whole psychological thriller horror
I remember ads for that
drama
show.
thing. And I watched the first like season and a half with friends like as they were airing, and it was so good. I kind of want to pick it up at some point. I need to add that to my movie list actually.
I actually have Maggie
I was-
Grace in another TV show. Sorry.
Oh really?
She's in Lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's in
Oh yeah.
Fear the Walking Dead. Played a regular for seasons 4 through 6. All right, so scores, gentlemen. What are we thinking for Taken?
Ooh.
I'm more on the critic
I
side.
would've-
Beyond
I
Liam
would've
Neeson
stood
of
by
it,
mine.
it's a 3 out of 5 movie for me. perfectly functional with some fun moments action movie. But nothing to write home about beyond the one line, the one that he thought would be really cornball and not play well, that played so well, the skills I have acquired over a very long career. That line.
Which has
Beyond
been
that,
parodied so many times.
Yeah. Beyond that, it's a 3 out of 5 for me.
Yeah.
Chris,
I'd probably
Alright, so
put like a
movie?
3.5. 3.5 out of 5.
God, I'm tossing between 2.5 and a 3. So bad right now.
You could go 2.5, and then collectively we're a 3.
Okay, I'll go with 2.5 because that's what I'm feeling. So
Yeah.
I'm like, as an action movie, it's all right because I'm comparing it to a lot better ones, like a John Wick. I'm like, fuck, this is hard to compare.
Oh, they're barely the same genre.
I know,
this-
right? Like it's so good, but
This
this
and the
telling more of a
Bourne
story.
movies.
Yeah,
I feel like this and the Bourne movies are comparable, and
A lot of
I would rather
handheld.
watch Bourne Identity than this. Yeah.
A lot of handheld shaky cam.
Oh my
Yeah.
God,
Though I will say, we were while we were watching when he's like running down the bridge to get onto the boat. I'm like, man, this is not for you, Liam. If you were Tom Cruise, this would look awesome, but you are not Tom Cruise.
He just looked like an
He
old man
looked like
running.
he was
He's like,
huffing
oh.
and puffing. Yeah.
Yeah. Not a graceful runner.
No, not at all.
All right, so with that, it's time to talk about our next movie and what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Let's go to the wheel spin page. I've already got it updated. We have 7 options left on the board. We've got the random selection from Gamma, another random from me, a random from Joe, a dealer's choice from me, two Discord choices, and a dealer's choice from Joe. So, do we want to do anything we've added to our physical collections first, or do we want to pick our next host?
Let's do physical collection addings. I feel like that's important before we spin a wheel.
Sounds good. Do you guys have anything to add?
I ain't got nothing.
I got a ton. So many.
I've got GameCube games. Doesn't count.
Okay. Well, you do have a couple things coming your way. From me.
Yes. Let's go.
All right. So around here it's garage sailing time because it's end of summer. So we've had some community-wide garage sales. So my sister went and got me a whole bunch of stuff, and Facebook Marketplace was very kind to me. I got Joe something for free. He's such a big fan of it. Yes. The Godfather VHS collected set. Yeah, which is the 2-part VHS. They're both on 2-part VHSs. Like you can see the bottom.
Oh dang.
Yeah. So Joey's got that coming his way.
So good.
Mm-hmm.
You've also
Don't worry, Joey. I'll let you have it. I won't fight you for it.
You also from upgrades for me, you get the Blu-ray of Captain Marvel and Jumanji.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I got the 4K, so I don't need to keep the Blu-ray. So
the old Jumanji or the new Jumanji?
The OG.
OG.
Nice.
So my Facebook Marketplace was the biggest haul for me. That's this haul right here. Plus this, which is the Stargate Atlantis collection.
Oh heck yeah!
Seasons 1 through 5. I fucking loved that show. So we got another Liam Neeson movie, The A-Team, which the digital worked.
Which I forgot that Liam Neeson was in that.
Yeah,
he's in there.
Nice.
I got the digital, The Little Mermaid, which is technically the British version, but it will work on my player.
Yeah.
We got the 73 Robin Hood animated. I think it's 73.
Dude, so good.
The 90s Hercules.
Oh yeah.
Finding Nemo, which was still new, and I got the digital. A Bug's Life also was new and had the digital, and so was Lion
so
King.
Good.
Then I got Troy, which I hadn't had before.
Ooh.
The 4K of Jumanji. I already had the Blu-ray, but why not? And then The Patriot.
Oh, damn.
Ooh. That's a good one.
So all good ads for me. And then
Fuck yeah, dude.
Saturday, my sister goes shopping. She's like, "Hey, they're selling these Blu-rays at the sale where the guy had the VHS set. Do you want them?" And I got 8 Men Out, which is Charlie Sheen, and I want to say John Cusack's in it too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the one about the Dodgers that get banned for betting, allegedly.
Oh.
Joe DiMaggio, Shoeless Joe Jackson, I think.
Yeah.
Gangs of New York, which is I know Joey will love that.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
I got
Great actor.
Neighbors, which is a Seth Rogen comedy,
Ooh, okay.
I think I've seen that.
and then the original Red Dawn. So, trying to build some older.
Oh, the
movies.
original, not the Josh Peck version.
No. Trying to
Dude,
build
you
my
didn't-
old
You didn't
collection.
watch Josh Peck?
And Chris Hemsworth. I always forget he was in that. It was one of his first movies that they did, and then they,
Yeah.
kind of like Margot Robbie, they found something they made with her earlier before she got big, and then put it out years later.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's my ads, and like I said, I'm up to 468 discs now, closing in on 500. All right, so
Joey, did you go back and get that? What was it? A World War II thing?
I thought it was at Dollar General in one of our
no, it was
in
Goodwill.
This is
But-
Goodwill, yeah. I was running around Dollar General, I was like, I can't find it. And I messaged Tom, and he's like, oh, it's in
We do
Goodwill.
have,
Otherwise, I would have gone.
we have a
Goodwill.
reason to go to
Crap.
Mason this next weekend.
Ooh, yes.
One battle at a time, which is getting 10s out of 10s, is going to be in Mason City. So
Oh,
I'm gonna check that out.
all
right, but let's-
like the Battle for the Rose one.
No, it's
One battle
Leonardo DiCaprio, Paul Thomas Anderson. He plays a revolutionary.
Oh shit! Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Javier Bardem.
Big, cool cast. And I think Sean Penn, who we just had.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. I remember seeing that.
So we're gonna pick our next host, and the wheel's spinning here. What do we got? It's gonna be Dealer's Choice, and it's on Joe's. Your Dealer's Choice is up, my dude.
We'll finally get to see a Daniel Day-Lewis movie. That is a great movie of all time. There'll Be Blood is our choice.
All right,
Oh, I've never seen this. I'm actually excited for this one.
It's
Never
yearly
seen it.
watch- Oh god.
What format? do you have?
However,
Let me double check. Jelly.
I am scared because Joey loves The Godfather, and I absolutely hated that. So I'm scared about There Will Be Blood. Is this one also Javier Bardem, or is that No Country for Old Men?
That's Old Country.
Okay, I always get those two confused because I've never seen them, so I always get them mixed up.
This was a Blu-ray rip of it. So it's Blu-ray.
Gotcha. Perfect. Blu-ray.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've also never seen There Will Be Blood. I've seen the I Drink Your Milkshake scene. Plenty of times. Yeah, I've seen quite a bit of it on YouTube, but I've never seen the whole thing. So
There's just so many good parts of it. It's feed me.
I mean, yeah, it's Daniel Day-Lewis.
So-
I mean, the guy is amazing in absolutely everything. So I'm excited for that. We'll be back then in roughly 2 weeks, give or take the football schedules and how things look on our weekends.
Yeah.
Because we actually got this one done in only a week and a half compared to the last one. So, yeah, if you like the show, comment, subscribe, let us know what you thought of our movie, which was taken, and what you're excited for with There Will Be Blood. And we'll see you in about 2 weeks.
Don't get took.
Yeah, my
taken
original
to-
idea for an intro was, we're podcasters that have acquired semi-marginal skills over a very long career. skills that make us a nightmare to
Yes.
listeners like you. Like that should be the intro. But
That's
Okay,
fantastic.
I
like
didn't.
that.
So